Hi, it's Kristen. I'm back again with another journal sort of collection. I'm actually calling this the one-off collection, which means it's not really a collection. These are one-of-a-kind journals that I actually made over the summer, and I'm just now finally getting them into the Etsy store. They are there now if you are interested. And they're all really different in how they're put together, but I'm going to go through them one by one. Okay, so this is book number one. It has a pretty kind of peachy pink floral paper on the cover that I think is really pretty. It has two signatures and book corners, and the scrapbook paper is over an inner structure of lightweight cardboard. I'm calling this a list journal because it's really small and narrow, and you can make lists in it. And if you wanted to just make your lists and pull them out when you're done, you could do that. But you can just store it on the shelf too, depending on what kind of lists you'd like to make. It's just a lot of lined paper. There's some plain paper pages, like this particular paper is lined on the front and blank on the back. So there's some lines, some blank, some pretty papers, and it's just two small signatures with a few of these papers in them. The page total will be in the Etsy listing. I can't remember it off the top of my head. But anyway, this little journal is just a great introduction to junk journals if you want to give one a try. You've never seen one before. So that's the first one. This is the second one. This one is also quite small. There's the size of my hands. But this is a fabric covered one, and it has an actual chipboard spine. So it's a hardcover covered with paper all the way across the outside. The insides are decorative scrapbook paper. And this one has really pretty papers inside with some colors that kind of go with the cover colors. There are doilies on the outside of each signature, so you can see those there. And then on the inside, there's some colored papers. There's ink dyed paper and various sort of lined, blank, graph paper. Each signature has a long envelope, so there's open pockets in there. And this is mainly just a writing journal, small sort of writing journal, and it's like another introduction to junk journals, and it would make a super sweet little gift for somebody, or even a stocking stuffer. So there's that one. And then I'm going to go through the big mama. This one is quite big. I think this spine was 2¼ inches, and the dimensions I think were, let's see, this was 6 by 8. Yeah, 6 by 8 inches. And this one is made the way I made my blue and white journals. So it's an all fabric cover, and you can see, well, you can sort of see, might have to come up a little bit to see the patchwork that I used. It's actually woven fabrics, but it's gone through the sewing machine with a zigzag stitch to stitch down all the raw edges. So you might occasionally get little pieces of thread coming up, but you can just snip those off, it'll be fine. It's all sewn around the edge to keep everything together. And in between the cover and the inside cover is a heavy-duty interfacing. So the cover, again, it's flexible, but it's pretty sturdy. It's not gonna just, fold on you by accident or anything. So the inside is fabric as well, and this one does have one of those labels, "Be gentle with yourself." And then the papers in here, it's definitely junk journal style, but it could be a good art journal as well. I have some really pretty scrapbook papers. This is a cardstock that I made into a pocket. But there's, this is drawing paper, handmade paper. There is graph paper, light craft paper, lined paper. Let's see, that one is also drawing paper. There's tea dyed paper. And then this is watercolor paper. Black cardstock, great for jelly pens, if you like to use gel pens. This is gel printed paper. I think every signature has a piece of gel printed paper as the center of the signature. And you could paint right over it. You know, whatever you want to do, it doesn't matter to me. But it would be a fabulous background for photographs. You could put journal cards glued on top and just use this as decoration. I mean, this particular piece has kind of a night sky feel to me. So it'd be kind of fun to do some sort of celestial theme on that page. And so we'll go through to the back. Okay, that's the first signature. This is number 2. It's got some Tim Holtz paper, graph paper. This is a craft envelope. So there's a pocket there. Lined paper, there's some decorative paper. There's a craft pocket, so that's a different craft paper, but it's made into a pocket as well. This is tea-dyed paper, watercolor paper, and there's the center of this signature. Isn't that pretty? I just love this. The copper paint with gel printing is amazing. I love it. So the back side of this one is going to have all those same kinds of things. And then this is the third signature. This one says live mindfully, and that's another little pocket page there. There's some more drawing paper, handmade paper, graph paper, lightweight craft paper, it's drawing paper, tea dyed, watercolor, and then that black cardstock again, and there's the gel printed page in this one. Another maybe kind of interesting night sky page. And we'll go through those. There's the back of that signature, beautiful paper. There's some Tim Holtz. And then here's another envelope page in the signature. So the other side, when I do an envelope this way, the other side is also an envelope. So the flap of this envelope is actually tucked. Where is it on this one? It's glued on the back. Or actually, it's probably more like double stick tape to the back of that envelope. So it makes a double pocket for a part of the signature. There's a craft paper pocket page. There's some more kind of art papers, and there's the center of that page. It's just another gel printed page. That's a really pretty decorative page. And there's the back of that one. So this journal does not have any ephemera or anything added. It's really just pages, and pages that would be suitable for, they could be used just for writing, for memory keeping. You could add photos and various bits of your own life ephemera in here, but you could also use colored pencils, markers, other kinds of dry media on, you know, not all the pages. Like markers wouldn't be so good on the real lightweight ones because they might bleed through, or you might not care and you might do it anyway. But there's watercolor paper, so you could get out watercolors. You could take acrylic paints and paint on, well, any of the pages, but on the gel printed pages, that'd be kind of cool. So a collage, it would also work great for collage. So anyway, this just, it feels really good in the hand. It's really pretty, and it's got some of my own my hand stitching on there, plus all that, those fabric details, which are just super fun. Actually, that's hand-dyed fabric. Oh, I could go on and on, but I'm not going to. Okay, last one for this video is actually my favorite journal I think that I've ever made. And I haven't been making journals for very long, so, you know, there might be other favorites down the line. But right now, this one is just so sweet. This one has a fabric, it's a fabric card cover with, let's see, 2 1/4 inch spine, 4 signatures. I did a dangle with vintage buttons. There's a bunch of really cool buttons on here. There's a 4-leaf clover. There's a ladybug charm. There's a heart that says made with love. These are just some of my buttons from my own collection. This one right here is a glass button. It's really beautiful. So when you are working on the journal, this kind of dangle is easy enough to move out of the way. So there's the buttons. This one has a seam binding closure. And the way I did it was I added the seam binding one piece to the loop on, or the eyelet on the front there, and another to the eyelet on the back. And this color, this is a very pale aqua, it's just beautiful. It goes perfectly with the cover of the journal. So this one has a very botanical and spring-like feel to it. I have included book pages, vintage book pages from several different books, and this would be a great, it might be a great gardening journal. It could be just, you know, somebody who loves spring and can't wait for spring to come. Could be a journal for a mother, as you will see in the pages. But it starts off here, and this is scrapbook paper for the inside of the covers. And then there are scrapbook pages that are kind of botanical themed, spring-like. There are vintage book pages from this gardening book. There's some of my ink-dyed paper. There's doily lined paper. This is another book page. This one, I think it's an Isadora Duncan book. There's some more scrapbook paper. And then here's one of the children's book pages that is just, just love this whole illustration with the, it's the snail's dream. Super cute little snail. So there are some animals, some insects in here, and images of children. There's also a vintage, there's some vintage cookbook pages. This is a to-do list. I did include a couple of these sticky notes. They come right off. If you want to move them around, you're welcome to. This is a flip out with an envelope, and I decorated a little bit, like with stickers, not a whole lot, but a little bit in this book. But I also filled it with a few pieces of ephemera, and I don't have the count right now. That'll be in the Etsy listing. But there's, like in here, there are 3 journal cards. Can be used, oh, actually, there's something else. There you go. Those can be used however you like. If you don't want them in this journal, they don't have to stay in this journal. Here's the other part of this. Oh no, this is the center of the signature. So this was a children's book as well. The bunny, bluebirds, there's a dog, there's a child with some Easter eggs. There's a cookbook page, ink dyed paper. There's the other part of that, the page with the snail on the other side. I just love these black and white illustrations. They're so pretty. And so there's the back of the snail poem. This one is about Iris. Let's see, there's another book page. There's the gardening page, and there's some pieces of ephemera just tucked in there. There's a quote card. Okay, that was all of signature 1. So this is signature 2, and there's a pocket page here with various little bits. I have a few playing cards with a botanic theme, so I put them in here. This is actually from an old cookbook. That's a cookbook. There's another gardening page and another page from the Isadora Duncan book. Oh, this one is this is like a little 3/4 pocket page, and I just put in a journal card, and there's a vintage book page. It's very brittle, so I would suggest using it for collage, or you can just leave it in there and take it out when you want to see what it says. I don't even remember what kind of book it's from, but it'll be interesting for the buyer to discover. This is a children's book page with a fish kite and some bluebirds. This is a book that's about weather or the wind or something like that. So they're talking about wind there. There's another fold out with a sticker on there. There's another pocket page with a butterfly playing card and a journal card. Okay, that's signature 2. This is signature 3. I have a doily and a cookbook page. Oh, there's a garden page there with some wonderful lettuces. Some little butterfly pieces clipped in there. This is a vintage songbook, and I think it's in German, so you'll see some German words on there. There's a squirrel in the tree, and this is also about the wind. With this, that's the child that was flying the kite in the other picture. There's a grasshopper and a ladybug on that page. This is that vintage music book, and somebody had notations that I just left on there. I think they're in pencil. You could try to remove them, but I would not, actually, if it was me. This one is an envelope that also has some little journal cards inside. Cookbook page, ink dyed paper, gardening page. There is a cookbook page, and that's the end of that third signature. The fourth one, this one also has a pocket page and there's some vintage dictionary pages. This is a game card, and then this is just a little label kind of card. There's a cookbook page and a music page and the gardening page. This one also has a book page and a tag. There's the cookbook page and a clip in with some little doodads there. This is a book page, a children's book page, and this one is part of a poem that says Annie's Garden on it, with a butterfly and a little girl, or maybe a doll. It's hard to tell there. And then the back of it, which, you know, I mean, this is just part of a picture. I don't even know what was on the rest of the picture, but this is so beautiful. I just love it. And there's all this writing space around there. Wouldn't that be cool to journal on? This is it looks like a rose bush on that side. There's another sticky note kind of piece of paper. that you could remove if you want. There's a cookbook page with a banana orange frosted molasses soda. Doesn't that sound tasty? There's a flip out. There's a gardening page, music page, cookbook page, ink dyed page, and then the last page of this journal is a pocket as well with a couple of tags and some other little pieces of ephemera in here. We've got a couple of index cards and some little journal cards and things like that. And I don't think I need to show everything. I will put a number of the pieces of ephemera in the listing, but it's nice to have whoever purchases it have a little surprise when they open it up. So I'm going to leave those a secret for now. Okay, if you are interested in this journal or any of the other ones that I showed, you can find them at on my Etsy store, which is Kristen Shields Art, and I hope to see you there. Thanks. Bye.